Alright guys, here we are, Hansi Flick tactics, but I got 3 different team sheets. I got the balanced, defensive, and I got the attack. It's usually what I like to provide for career mode, because it's good to have 3 different things of tactics for different scenarios. Well, first we're going to start off with the balanced. So right here we have 4-3-3 attack. This is what, for the most part, what Hansi Flick does. So for the tactical preset, I got custom formation 4-3-3 attack. I recommend 4-3-3 attack above anything else because this provides a 4-2-3-1 essentially. But the 4-2-3-1 in this game makes your wingers midfielders, which makes them perform way less than they need to. Build-up style just is short passing to keep that possession. With the attack tactic that I have, that team sheet, that will be more direct. Here for the defensive approach, we got the high. I was gonna do the pressure one, but that one like drains your stamina way more. The basic team sheet, I'm just gonna do the high defensive approach with the line height of about 85. I think at least on here it recommends 70, but I would say a little bit more than that, at least like a 75, 80. You could probably even go up to 90 if you wanted. It's just to provide that high pressure, just like so the line is high. They don't have to like press it like constantly, but that provides it so you can win the ball back at a higher spot on the pitch while everyone slowly moves back. So here we are with the player roles. So 4-3-3 attack, this is without the ball, and then with the ball this is what it looks like. Basically making it like in this little U shape right here with the center backs and right back to have like a 3 defense, and then putting everyone else up top. So basically with that, so with Rafinha, he's playing as an inside forward. I recommend having them as roles when the at least has a plus, or at least 1 plus. That really helps. So for Rafinha, inside forward, balanced. This just helps him make those runs in behind. He also plays out wide too, as support out wide. And then 𝗦cie, he does normally play as a false 9, but I did put that on the defensive team sheet because he will drop back in the midfield for defense. So for here, I'll just do advanced forward because this helps him stay up top. Honestly, 𝗦cie can do any of them really. But for this one, I would suggest doing advanced forward, but if it's not working at all, or you just want to try something different, you can do poacher, which will help him make the runs in behind. 𝗦cie is usually pretty good at making runs in behind, especially if the opponent's defense plays higher up. Or you can do target forward. He is a good target man. He's really good with the ball, so he's able to dribble and play the ball forward, which is kind of what false 9 is, but if you want to try to have it where he's not too far deep. Focus is attack. Of course, you want him to score goals. Alright, for Lamine, I do have him as an inside forward. This basically means he plays out wide and then cuts in. His focus is balanced. That's just so he can drop back for defense. Dani Olmo, he will be the shadow striker with focusing attack. That's just so he can help play off the wingers and 𝗦cie and just make the runs into the box. Alright, so Pedri, we do have him as a playmaker. That gives him the plus play style. We do have him set as roaming. There's a lot what you can do with Pedri. You can do playmaker. You can do half winger to let him play out wide. You can do box to box, but I'm going to be doing playmaker because he does have the plus. But like I said, you can try really anything. He does have roaming as well because he does usually like to roam around. Since I have De Jong playing as defense, you can let Pedri do that roaming around. De Jong, we do have him as a deep lying playmaker. He's focusing on defense, so this will help with the defensive side while our other 2 midfielders go up to attack. All day he's attacking wingback and he attacks. Christensen, he's different. You honestly could do defender or ball playing defender. I wouldn't do stopper. Christensen, he's really good with the ball as well. Araujo, I would recommend doing defender as well. You could do stopper on Araujo, but I would way prefer doing defender because it lets him do the focus of defending. Koundé, I like him as a wing back. You could do fullback. 𝗠cie likes to go up on attack. So what I did was I put the fullback on the defensive team sheet, which I will get to, and then just leave him as a wing back on the regular. You could do false back as well, but I would actually recommend doing that on the attack team sheet, because this helps him cut inside, which is what he usually does in real life. Wing back, balanced, and then for ter Stegen, do sweeper keeper, and then focus is balanced. Okay, now we're gonna get into the defensive side of things. This is what I have lined up. I like this because it helps provide way more people back. That just helps when you're playing against a team that really likes to press high, kind of like Real Madrid. So custom 5-4-1 flat, I did this because it keeps our 4 main defenders, but then it lets De Jong play as a center back. I kind of hate how it has that little exclamation mark because he can play center back. We have seen this many times. De Jong can do it, even 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶𝗹 can do it. He can do that on attack as well, but we'll get into that. So the build up, I did counter because we want to, the fact that we're already sitting deep, we want to get out of that immediately. So we have a bunch of numbers back so we can get up as quick as possible with that. So we got the counter, and then the defensive approach, I just did deep because we want to stay deep. We want many numbers back. So y'all can see how that goes. Like I said, there's some options. You can change it if you need to. Our player roles, like I said before, false 9, Lewandowski can't play false 9. That does do 2 pluses. He can drop into midfield to help on defense. And he is a good build-up player. Like I said, he's good with the ball. Alright, 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶𝗹, I do have wide midfielder. This is just so he can be wide, but help out on defense. As you see, I have him on defend because 𝗦cie𝗰𝗋, as well as Lamine, can play defense. So that's why I have him on actually the same exact thing. Basically, this defensive team sheet is really only on defense, and it's only like temporary. Like, you should be switching out of this tactic instantly as soon as you're out of defense. 𝗦់, box to box. This is just so he can help out on defense. He's not bad on defending. Like I said, I want numbers back, but I also want to be able to get out of defense. So we're doing box to box, and then we just have him on balanced because that's all you can do. 𝗦cie, I have deep lying playmaker because he can drop back and help out, and I put him focus on defend just so we have like a deep midfielder to help out in the middle, because even though we have players back for defense in the box, we need players in the midfield to help crowd in the middle. That is to push the attackers out wide. For 𝗀𝗀, we just have him on wing back. So basically, if I switch to with ball, he like comes up. That's only just for him to come up and defend the attacker. He likes to step up on the attacker and just mark him. Christensen, like we said, we're on defense, so I put Rajo and Christensen on defender plus with the defend. Here we are with De Jong. He's playing as like a false center back. He does help out with the build up, so he will like kind of play as like that pivot when y'all do have the ball, because he does like to drop down into that midfield. 𝗠cie, we have the fullback. This is just because he has the plus on fullback, so I might as well use it on defense. Only reason I don't have focus on defense is because he already has the plus, and he does help out by moving up a little bit, especially if he needs to like overlap. Alright, now on the attack, I got the 3-4-3. As you see, I have De Jong in the midfield with 𝗠cie out wide. This is just to get numbers up, and this is like when Barca are like ultra attacking and they need as many players as they need up, and they play wide with like a slow possession game. So 3-4-3 flat. The build up style I did balanced because I know that Barca like to attack with short passes and like breaking the lines, but this helps do a really direct approach because not only does it help doing possession, but as you can see, it says players will vary between forward runs. We also like to play those through balls over the top, especially to our wingers, especially 𝗦cie𝗰𝗋. That is why I actually have him on inside forward, because he will make those runs. Defensive approach. Okay, so we have so many people up that we might as well just be aggressive and just try to win the ball back as fast as possible. But like I said with the defensive, as soon as you're out of it, you want to switch back. So if y'all see that y'all are struggling with that press, then you want to instantly switch to the balanced team sheet. Rafinha is the same as before, inside forward. This will help him make runs in behind, but also provide passing support. Lewandowski with advanced forward. Lamine, I do have on winger plus. Since this is the attacking one, I want him to stay out wide to widen out the defense and make more numbers in the midfield so our other midfielders can make runs into the box. So we're just trying to overload and have as many players up top and just outnumber everyone. So 𝗍𝗲, I do have him as a winger. He mainly just plays wide, whether he makes runs in behind or is there for passing options. That's why I have him on balanced. Pedri, I do have him on playmaker. Like I said before, you can do box to box. I wanted him to just focus on the attack, that's why I didn't do box to box. And half winger, I already have 𝗍𝗲 out wide, so you don't really need to worry about that. 𝗦់, I kind of wish I could have him as an attacking mid, but I do have him as a playmaker as well. You could also do box to box, but either way, we just need 𝗦់making runs into the box, staying as high as he can. 𝗠cie, we have him as a wide midfielder because can play forward, but I do have his focus on defense because we really only have 2 center backs. So we don't want 𝗠cie going too far up, but he can cut in inside between where Yamal and 𝗦់is to provide extra support and just make some extra different runs. So he can actually play kind of like an inside forward. Like I say, he can make runs and shoot. Like he multiple times he has gone up high enough where he can just shoot. This one kind of says run in behind the defense. He doesn't run up behind the defense. The highest he goes is like outside the box and just shoots it. Young, as I said before, he had ball playing defender build up. He's basically like a false center back. He's just that pivot in the middle. And then Christensen, he is a ball playing. I put him as build up because sometimes he does come up high enough where he can just shoot it. So if y'all don't want that, if y'all need the extra support, you can change him back to defend. But I do have the ball playing defender because it might come to a point where he just needs to pick someone out, whether it's a midfielder or a winger, or maybe even an over top pass to Lewandowski. Araujo, we just have him on the basic defender. And then 𝗏 Stegen, I do need to switch this to sweeper keeper. It's like a basic quick summary of like not like the actual B team. This is kind of just like an idea of how you can play everyone else that's on the bench. Fati, you would have to train him as a left winger, but you could play him out wide. He has been playing in the middle more recently. But you could play him out wide, and if you do, he likes to cut in, so inside forward. Pau Victor, he likes to make different runs, so I have him on poacher, and he just focuses on attack. He can play good defense as well. The only way I could think of doing that is if you play him as a winger, or you can like do false 9, or you can try to have him balanced. So you could do target forward is another way you could do that, but that plays more as a target man. So in order to do this, you would just have to put it unbalanced. Varane, he likes to cut in, but also make different runs in behind. So inside forward and roaming would be perfect. Pablo Torre, you do shadow striker, but I would honestly just recommend playmaker and then roaming so he could like play freely. He is good on the ball, and he does like cut out wide and stuff. So 𝗏𝗏, I recommend more. He's kind of a deep line playmaker as well, but I don't want him sitting back. So sometimes he does come up enough where he sits outside the opponent's box. So box to box would be fine. And then balanced. Marc Bernal, he is the one that is more defensive. He can come up as well, but if he does, he kind of just comes out wide and helps out the winger. So, but I do recommend deep lying playmaker, and he can also play as a middle center back, the pivot. Can do that as well. So if you're doing the attacking plan, you can play him as that middle center back. Martin, fullback, because it gives him that plus. He does overlap sometimes, but he mainly just focuses on defense. He is a little bit slower, so I would recommend him focusing on defense. So 𝗍ñigo and 𝗏𝗏, they're both ball-playing defenders. I would recommend having 𝗏𝗏 more as a ball-playing defender, but 𝗍ñigo can play as that as well. Fort, I just gave him fullback because he's more like defensive. He's really good at defending. He can kind of overlap a little bit, but I just have him focusing on defense, but I do have him on balance, so it's not just defending. And then Peña, he is a super keeper. I don't know why EA has him as the goalkeeper plus, because he is an actual super keeper. I believe one of his traits is even like sweeper keeper, saving with his feet. So if you want the plus, then you can do the goalkeeper, but he is a sweeper keeper. And yeah, guys, that's really it. Make sure to switch between each tactic. Make sure the balanced team sheet is active. To do that, you just go to it and press triangle on it. But yeah, guys, that's really it for today's video. Let me know what y'all think about these tactics, or if you want some different videos from me. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe for more content. And yeah, stay tuned for future FC 25 content by clicking the bell below. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching.